Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. Now, in all honesty, you might be wondering what the fuck I am doing here, and what the fuck is up with this avatar. Well, we'll get to that in a bit, but just as a quick note, before I get this thing really started here, as a quick update to my last video on Hippo Zoned, he did actually end up responding and even, I think, disliked the video, which is a little bit funny, if you really think about it. It really kind of is. In all honesty, though, I think that that's really funny, and it wasn't meant to throw any hate, and I still stand by my word that he should maybe take a break. Just a little bit. But we're not talking about Hippo Zone today. Today we're talking about Pokieme, and another video that I kind of wanted to make, and another video talking about my 2 cents in commentary on this whole topic. So let's get started. So just as a quick intro, I'm using this kind of as a format to just exemplify my point and to just talk through it and to make sure that it's not just gameplay, which is fine if it was just gameplay, but for those of you that don't know, I'm basically trying out the Vroid software to try and see if that'll work with my content. If I get the video out there and it doesn't have this, it usually means that it doesn't, but if it does, then that means that I found it good enough to at least test the water. And I basically just made this generic avatar so that way I don't die. And I didn't make it, I used this template and made a couple of adjustments. Anywho, not the point. The point is, Pokieme. So I heard about her when she actually made a few comments about Gundam and got in various amounts of trouble for that reason of having that whole thing with Gundam. And in my mind, it works like this. She did it kind of a bad, kind of a weird, but in all honesty, like, it was really weird. But I don't know that much about her, just know that she's pretty controversial and that she's pretty big on Twitch. So yeah, I'm not doing this as a sense of being bad. I'm trying to do this from as neutral of a standpoint as possible. This video is meant to not be throwing hate at her. It's meant more as a constructive criticism. I want to say that up front as well. And finally, you can do what you want to do, so long as it's not really hurting anyone, well, like, not really physically hurting anyone specifically, and this is not really doing that. So I wanted to go into this video talking about just a few of the points made from both sides, mainly from Poki and from the rest of the VTuber community. So let's just go into what actually happened. So after taking a break from Gundam for about a month or whatever, taking a break and kind of do some rethoughts, at least that's what she said in a tweet, I'm not sure how long ago, it might have been a month now, but she came back as a VTuber using an avatar that she had probably made or commissioned or something of her, and it was meant to be her representation, and she was just doing it out and testing it out on the stream, and she got a lot of backlash from that. Now, in all honesty, it's not terrible. I mean, I don't personally watch her videos, and that's because I just don't like the content that she puts out, which is my own personal opinion, and I don't think that that makes her content bad in any way. No, it does not at all. It just means that her content is not meant for me. And I'm being very generous here in saying that I really don't have much of that opinion on her. Because I wouldn't make this video if I did. But whatever. In any case, what does this mean for the whole thing, and why is she getting so much backlash from it? Well, it's mainly due to the fact that she basically is trying to cash in on a trend, or at least that's what the majority of people see this as. And I myself see this as kind of the same thing, where she's trying to cash in on something and it's just not working out. And that's fine. I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but in all honesty, that's kind of stupid to do that. Anyway, Let's see. Yeah, I have some notes here. So let's just start off with the bad first, and then we'll get to the good to try and round out the video to make sure and outweigh all the hate that well, not all the hate, but outweigh all the criticisms that I'm actually going to be throwing her way. Okay, so the bad. Number one is oversaturation of the market. That's something that the VTubers have mentioned, and I, for one, tend to slightly agree, slightly disagree on this, in the sense that it's not like oversaturation is bad, it's just that when it's done by something popular, that seems to be where people seem to draw the line. Because the VTuber community is pretty small right now. I know of only very few people that can I think of off the top of my head who I know for 100% fact are VTubers, and there does seem to be more coming every single day. There's also tutorials on how to become a VTuber, and of course it's basically the same kind of sort of deal. With that said, is it good for an oversaturation of the market? Not necessarily. Speaking as someone who's taken a minor in marketing and done through a couple of business courses, oversaturation is not terrible, but it's also not good for the healthiness of the market in the long term. In the short term, too, it's very ineffective, but for the long term, it's generally speaking not as super effective as people think it is. In the short term, definitely, it can easily kill a market and make it so that way it becomes ironic and gets out of the public eye quite quickly. But in terms of this, it's, yeah, I mean, one big streamer doing it might be what makes more people do it, but they're just going to be basically copycats. Kind of like this, just taking a generic model and using it to represent themselves. I've done this several times with several different models. I don't have a consistency, just that my consistency is my color scheme. Green and purple, all day, every day. Yeah, and this is just my opinion. But I think the biggest reason why I think this is bad is because it's kind of hypocritical. And what I mean by this is everyone's been bringing up the fact that it's just bad and it's oversaturation of the market, but no one's really understanding that she's already insulted a specific VTuber, and I brought him up earlier. His name was Gundum. He does the same thing, and I'm pretty sure he uses the same program that I'm using right now to kind of record his video. And in all honesty, she already insulted him and called him very bad, being like, oh, well, actually, I'm pretty sure if I find the clip, it's been around for a bit, I'll find the clip and I'll probably put it in here, so if there's a cut, that's probably why. In any case, yeah, so if you saw that clip and stuff, that's really what happened. Hopefully I can find it. I will definitely find it. Because I'm recording this before I actually did the video. Alright. But yes, it's very hypocritical of her to call out Gundam for using a VR or a Vroid type model, or using the program that I'm basically using, and then to go behind their back and do the exact same thing. That's kind of stupid, if I'm being completely honest. It really is, and it's 100% hypocritical, and I don't think that what she's explaining, or trying to do an explanation for, is going to help her in any case. But, let's move on to the good, and what I think that this might be, and why I think she might be actually doing it, and then we'll round it out with my final thoughts. The good is change of content, always. Always be evolving and changing, especially in ways that if your content grows stagnant, that's why I try new things, and why in my earlier days when I was trying out video editing, it took me sometimes weeks and to make a video, mainly due to the fact that I needed to record the footage and then edit it all together, just like I'm doing right here right now, to edit all the footage together, and yeah, just to basically play video games and do all that other stuff. The next one is not wanting to be on camera. If she doesn't want to be on camera, I can totally understand, but in all honesty, this one's a little bit more flimsy than the last one, mainly due to the fact that if she didn't want to be on camera, why was she on camera in the first place? Is it because that she just doesn't want to be on a camera anymore or what, but that explanation, even whatever she explains, if that's her explanation or the reason why, that's a little bit more of a thing of like, yeah. But if you don't want to be on camera sometimes, like, that's fine. I know when I started out, I used the webcam originally, but I ended up deciding against it because it just wasn't working out for me, and my format has grown significantly differently and off in a different direction because I like VR and I like to do those little stuff. So might as well represent myself as a VR character. And finally, is putting more work in for videos. That's always a good thing, but again, what she's doing is very minimal. Again, it's kind of very similar to what I'm doing. And I'm not locating and saying that I'm a hypocrite. I am probably a hypocrite in some ways, and I'm not gonna say that I'm not. But I'm mainly doing this to prove a point and stuff like that. And finally is trying to make it more entertaining. Again, 100% understandable, but all those arguments are very flimsy and probably not at all what she was doing or what she was thinking. If those are the cases, or if that's what she at least says, I still don't think that those are good explanations to completely change your content or do a complete 180 on your entire point in such a short amount of time. I would have said that you should have at least done maybe a tweet or a poll or done something along the lines of, should I change my content, or done something of a more slow drip out content type way to make the burden of this a little bit less. But that would have been just me. Final thoughts. Overall, the hate is not completely unjustified. There are definitely points to make on both sides. There are legitimate points to be made on both sides. One for her content and one for the other VTuber type content. Where, again, it's very easy to make a character, as you can kind of tell. But to get the nuances of what that character is or what that character does, it's more of an association of what people say. But is it good? Yeah. But the most legitimate point that I can think of is the just sheer hypocrisy that she had, or the sheer hypocrisy that she has done. Because in all honesty, that's kind of just really, really something that I can't overlook. Because again, she insulted Gundam, not just because he's one of the YouTubers that I like to watch now, and I discovered him actually through the controversy, and he has grown significantly. But also due to the fact that he was doing the exact same thing that Pokieme was doing, and that to me just screams hypocrisy. She might have seen him and insulted him and seen how much her influence actually kind of made him grow or made him in the way, and thought, you know, maybe if I do that, I can grow too. And that to me just kind of seems a little bit underhanded. Not sure if that's the case. If that wasn't the case, okay, cool. But it still doesn't feel like that wasn't the case, or at least that wasn't at least somewhat of an intention. There's just too many coincidences in one place for that to happen. In any case, I think that that's really going to wrap up this video, and I feel more confident in actually posting this because, well, I just do. In any case, thank you all so much for watching this video on commentary, whatever. I'll try to get this out as quickly as possible. I am working on a few other videos, and yeah, I am working on a few other videos. Another Funny Moments of VR Chat should be coming out within the next 2 weeks, possibly, if I start getting to that. In all honesty, thank you all for watching, and, well, peace off.